What's up, guys? So today we're talking about a very impressive Gerber knife, and right off the bat I'll stop there for a second and say that again. A very impressive Gerber knife. Yeah, Gerber, it's still a knife company. All right, I know so many people out there in the knife community, and I talk to them every day. I talk to you guys every single day for hours on end, and Gerber almost never comes up in conversation. It's all about Spyderco and Benchmade, right? ZT, more ZT stuff than anything, really. Honestly, there's so much focus on ZT. ZT's great. I'm not taking anything away from them, but there's a lot of cool knives out there, you know? But unfortunately, Gerber as a company has just kind of had a bad rap for a long time. There's no other reason than, you know, a lot of the knives are affordable, but affordable for some people just means cheap. Now, granted, there are some of their knives that were cheap. They were cheap in quality, they were cheap in price, but they just didn't go over well with a lot of people, okay? And I think it's really unfortunate because Gerber does make some great products. And I've said this from day one, and I still continue to say this. Every single knife company has their home runs to me. They have their flagship models, you know, stuff that people love. And every single knife company, all of them, they have flops. They have knives that don't work out, knives that aren't great value, or knives that just aren't popular. So, all that being said, I like Gerber, but I like all knife companies, you know? This one specifically, the Fastball, which is one of their newer models, USA made with S30V for under $100. Well, just under 100. They're 99 bucks most places. That's a home run for me. So, keeping in the theme of baseball, yeah, it's been a while since I've been super impressed with a Gerber knife. So let's get this mass. I just want to show you how big the box is. It's not that big of a knife, but big old box. I did check to see if there's anything else in there because you know me with the extras, right? No, it's not. But it's a nice presentation, you know, clip to the top there. Of course, you get your little paperwork there. If you don't know, Gerber and Fiskars, same thing, right? I forget which one it is. I think Fiskars owns Gerber, or maybe it's the other way around. But anyway, what's that say there? I didn't see that. Oh, hashtag hello trouble. So I can't talk about USA made Gerber knives without breaking down one of my favorites, the Gerber Covert. I've always had one of these in my collection. They come and go. I trade them off all the time. I've had a bunch of different variants on this one, but it's just one of my favorites for a couple reasons. I like the, you know, secondary lock. It is a liner lock, but it has the tab, of course, pushed down, and it locks the liner. Not the only company that does something like that. This one's in 154 cm, and again, also USA made. All right, what I always loved about this knife is they have that stiletto style blade. It comes with an unsharpened swedge, but I've had 2 or 3 of these where I sharpen that swedge up because it nestles perfectly in the handle and you can't touch it. All right, so very few folders have that, you know, kind of a design that, you know, usually you have an exposed edge. So if you have some kind of a swedge on there, you can't sharpen it because it's exposed. You'll cut yourself, right? So always loved that. Carried one of these, God, for many, many years. All right, so let's get back to the Fastball specifically here. Give you some quick specs, 7.1 inches overall, all right, 3-inch blade, again, S30V. This is flat ground. We have a very cool Warncliffe style blade, which is, you know, quite popular, actually. A lot of people like the Warnies, as you call them. Nice acute point on there. Super, super sharp. Only negative on this one, I did notice a little uneven grinds. You can see a little bit steeper on this side. As I flip it over, you can see much more edge there. Came razor sharp, strops up nice and easy. Obviously, we're all familiar with S30V. It is an awesome premium steel. The weight on this is 2.7 ounces. Okay, so it comes across as very lightweight as well as slim overall. It's a pretty slim design. What I really like about this knife is the fact that the flipper is super crisp. It's a very audible flipper. Okay, so I mean, it's like click, you know. And partly due to the detent. The detent is super crisp. I mean, you can literally, when you pull this out, you can hear it like pop. So what's happening is you have a stronger detent, but it's not uncomfortable. I've had very strong detents where like I was literally struggling, shaking to try to get that blade out. But even though this is easy to use, it's crisp enough and builds up enough pressure where, I mean, it just comes flying out. It's a super fast flipper. Obviously, there's lots of awesome flippers on the market. But again, USA made, 100% here in America for less than $100 with a premium steel. That's a big selling point here because there's not a whole lot of sub $100 S30V all-American made knives. So if we take a closer look, you can see the aluminum scales here. They're a nice matte finish, right? It feels matte, it looks good. This one happens to be the green. I don't know how well the color's picking up on the camera, but there's also a black one, and I think there's a silver one. All right, so 3 different color variations, but they're all the same as far as, you know, materials and price and everything. If you notice, there's a little weight reduction by not having a separate liner. The only liner on this knife is the locking side, which is obviously needed since it's a liner lock. Lockup's perfect. No blade play whatsoever. In using this, the blade centering has gone off just a tiny bit. Right? It was dead on when I first got it. Now it seems to favor the right side, I guess, depending on how you're looking at it. Just a hair. It's not a big deal. It's not rubbing or anything or touching. Huge lanyard hole on the side there. Also, you notice the pocket clip, very simple design because it is running on smooth aluminum. No issues at all with getting in and out of the pocket. There is 3 different clip carry positions. Okay, it's going to come right side tip up, which we all prefer, or most of us. You can also have this tip down right side, as well as tip up left side. No tip down left side. But not only are there less lefties than righties out there, there's less people who like tip down than tip up. So if you're one of those rare people that happens to like a tip down left side carry, you're kind of crap out of luck. I'd love to, let me know down below. Are you a southpaw who likes tip down? Because you are like a rarity. You're like the albino deer, okay? Not a whole lot of you out there. So no big deal there. You can see just by design, it just wouldn't fit anywhere. There's actually a really nice decorative pivot here. You can see the hardware is on the back, okay? So that's where you're going to adjust your pivot screw. But on the front, it's a very decorative, you know, kind of bullseye type pattern going on. What I really like about this knife and what kind of sets it apart for me is the actual flipper is just really crisp. It's really, really nice. I like the design on the flipper, okay? You can see there's some jimping right on the corner. It's just kind of hooked down there. It's not super pointy. It's not going to hurt your finger or anything. It's really easy to get to. So overall, I mean, I really, really like this knife. Like I said, I was very, very impressed. And it's kind of extra special and cool to see that Gerber on there, right? They're legendary. Isn't that part of their slogan? It's just nice because it's not often that people talk about Gerber. It's not often that I get excited about a Gerber knife. And this one is really, really exciting. I would say if you're that guy, and there's plenty of out there, Americans, that just will not buy foreign knives. You will only buy American knives and, you know, slip them into your Chinese-made jeans and jump in your foreign car to go to work. But whatever. If that's your thing, this is the knife that needs to be in your pocket, honestly. There's obviously a bunch of different American companies that are producing really nice stuff, i.e. Benchmade and Spyderco, 2 of the biggest, most known anyway. But this is just something different. You know, give Gerber a shot. You know, why not? Why not go back to Gerber? It's just one of those companies that I think Gerber these days appeal to non-knife people. I know this sounds crazy. What do you mean? They're a knife company. How do they appeal to non-knife people? What I mean by that is that people who are maybe less knowledgeable about knives, don't care to get into the hobby of knives. They just happen to run down to Walmart and pick up a knife. And Walmart happens to carry Gerber. So that's what I mean when I'm saying like a non-knife person, where it's functional. They don't put a lot of priority on different types of steels. They don't really care where they're made. They're just buying a quick little knife so they can use it at work or something. So before I go, I just want to talk about this backspacer. I don't think I mentioned it before. You can see it's very heavily jimped, right? There's very deep cutouts there, but it's not aggressive. You could barely feel it. You have to really use your fingertip. It's nestled between that top scale and our lock bar. All right, so it's not protruding out. It's actually, you know, kind of inset. So when holding this, I mean, it's just, you don't really feel it against your palm at all. I want to mention that because it does look super aggressive, but it's not. It's actually quite comfortable. So yeah, those are my thoughts and opinions on the Gerber Fastball. I think it's totally awesome. Very, very excited again to see a high quality Gerber product made in America for an affordable price. So it really was a home run. No pun intended, and it was super cheesy. It's a home run, the fastball, man. I haven't watched baseball in many years. But yeah, it truly is. I think this is just a winner. It puts them back on the map. You know what I mean? It gives you another option out there. It's not the same companies over and over again. So overall, I can honestly say this is the best Gerber that I've ever had. In performance, just all around. It's my favorite Gerber knife to date. As much as I love the Covert, I have a long history with this knife. As far as like an EDC, if I had to choose between the two, I would definitely take the Fastball. So if you guys happen to have this knife, of course, let me know down in the comments what you think of yours. And I thank you for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Take care.